Some creatures of the forest have a sight and sound hard to resist, and for some people, that's a challenge to seek and discover.
I usually go by myself, and there's nobody around.
But for hunter, trapper, and former logger Chris Johnson, who spent a lifetime in the backwoods and prides himself on his knowledge of wildlife, there was one warm August day a few years back when he was humbled forever.
I happened to glance across the pond. It was just sitting there. It was funny, and I looked up on the hill a little farther, and there were two more sitting there.
Did they notice you at all?
Yeah. The one sitting at the tree was constantly watching me. Didn't move, though. Didn't make a move. It was something else.
Something else for friends and family, too. For some, never quite believed Chris saw Bigfoot.
Unlike anything I'd ever heard, it was unusual. It scared me.
Outdoor writer Bill Monroe doesn't believe in Bigfoot, plain and simple. But this past summer in the Wallowa Forest, the mother of all screams raised the hair on the back of his neck.
It wasn't particularly high-pitched, but it was very guttural and throaty and had a lot. You could tell that there was a lot behind it.
Eyewitness reports of Bigfoot sights and their unexplained sounds is nothing new for Cowlitz tribal leader Roy Wilson. He says Bigfoot legends run as deep as the tribe's cultural history.
There were giants that lived on the mountain. They could come down in the middle of the night so quietly that they could steal our people and slip them under their furs and carry them back up on the mountain.
Trouble is, for every unexplained case, there's one, two, or more that are.
Damn, there it is.
For example, Paul Freeman is a very lucky man. He's seen Bigfoot lots of times, captured their tracks too, even captured him on video. If you look right in the center of your screen, you'll see a dark, fuzzy blur. That's Bigfoot.
I've been waiting 10 years for this. That's it for sure.
Looks to me pretty much like a person in a suit.
We showed Paul Freeman's video to Mike Dennett, a skeptic who believes people are at risk if they believe every Bigfoot story or film they ever see.
All of these are taken by promoters or people who are proponents of Bigfoot. And that gives us a flag to skepticism.
Yet there are those who don't much care who believes them. They've seen Bigfoot, and they accept it, and they live with the memory.
Gut reaction, I think it was special. Probably a lot of wonder. Brought a new aspect into my life.
Okay, we are here with Mr. Sean Robbins, my niece's husband. Good to see you again. How you doing, bud?
You too, all right.
And Mr. Don Keating.
How you doing, Don?
I'm already introduced. Now, Sean has a rather interesting experience to share with us. Did you want to ask him a couple of questions about what he saw those years ago?
Sure. Basically, what were you doing that led up to the encounter?
I'll tell you the story. I was about 12 years old. I was out with my cousin. We were on a bike ride. We decided to take a little trail out by the woods. Now, along that trail, there's a big lake on the left-hand side. Okay, so we decided to take this path down, and then instead of staying on the trail around the lake, we decided to go down a little embankment. So I went first. My cousin was behind me. We went down the embankment. As soon as I went down the embankment, I remember all the sand and the leaves and a lot of acorns were coming down with me as the bike was coming down the hill. So when I got to the bottom of the hill, I looked up, and within 7 feet from me, there was a Bigfoot character standing there. Didn't even make a noise, just staring. What I saw was dark eyes, a really dark nose, and black face, lips. Everything was black. There was no pink like a human's lips, no white in the eyes. Everything was dark. Okay? I was so scared, I didn't even make a noise. I turned around, and with that expression, I knew my cousin saw him too, because I looked up, and my cousin was white as a ghost, as if scared. Maybe he thought I was gonna go. Didn't know what was gonna happen. So I turned around while he started to come down the hill. When he looked up, that's when I think he recognized that there was the creature in front of me. So I turned around, tried to get up the hill as fast as I could. I remember I fell down. I was so nervous. I couldn't get the bike up the hill. The acorns were coming down. When I finally got up the hill, after he was tripping in front of me, kicking dirt down at me, I'll never forget it. There was dirt coming down. I couldn't get up. I was a mess. I turned around to make sure he wasn't going to be right behind me to attack me, and he was gone. The man was gone, and it was so quiet. I didn't hear any logs. I didn't hear him shaking trees, nothing like that. I mean, unless he was hiding behind another tree, that had to be a pretty big tree, because this creature was 6'6", 7 feet tall, wide, had the caved in chest, hairy, really hairy. Everything was like layers of hair all over him, like chest and the face, and the way he was standing. Let me tell you one thing. When I came down that hill, I'll never forget, he backed up about 3 steps. If I was him, and the way his legs were, he backed up, and his arms stayed the same. He just backed up like this. 1, 2, 3. And didn't move, and did not move, and just looked at me, watched me. And like I said, I went up that hill, and he was gone. That was what I saw that day, about 20 years ago from now. And I'm a type of guy who's not into things that I don't believe. Like, I don't say I don't like them, but I've never seen a ghost to say that I actually believe that there's ghosts, because I physically haven't seen one, but I've seen Bigfoot, and they're really out there. There was one out here 20 years ago.
Now, Sean, this was the middle of the day, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Correct.
How would you describe what you saw for a face on this thing? Was it a human face, animal?
No.
Your own
it
words.
had like an ape style, an ape head to it, an ape-shaped head. Okay, but it had dark eyes and a big, fat, black tip to his nose. Okay, and I did not see any teeth on him, but just gums, like standing like that.
After you saw it, did you have any fright? Were you scared?
Out of my mind. I was so scared. I was, like I said, I could not get my bike back up this hill. I was tripping. I had my hairs on my neck were popping up all the way home. I was afraid for my life. I thought he was going to come out of the woods eventually and take me when I got back up to the hill. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I don't know if it was the bike that deterred him from me having an object. I don't know what it was. Like I said, could have been my cousin. He was also there. He had a bike. There was the 2 of us onto the Sasquatch. Something deterred him from taking me. People have asked me if they thought it was a bear. There's no way it was a bear. It was standing straight upright. It would not go down on 4. It was standing straight up, and he had posture straight up. You know, like a soldier. But and the way he just, everything was in one. You see, everything was in one with this character.
So when I consider other possibilities of what you saw, other than a genuine Sasquatch, a cryptid, there really are no other possibilities. We've ruled out man in a costume.
No way.
Because who's going to have a costume back around 1991?
The end of August into September, back in 1991, they didn't make anything that well, that looked that real. If it was a costume, you could see through the eyes. I seen right to the face. This was it. You know, there was no costume. There was nothing behind the face. It was just whatever it was.
It was no hallucination, because your cousin Chris saw the same thing at the same time.
Same